Here.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Need a motion for consent agenda?
So moved.
Have a motion, have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public input, this is time, place for discussion items not already on the agenda, with a time limit of 3 minutes each. Discussion and possible action in reference to well number 5 pay estimate.
Dave's flights got moved around, so he's actually in an airplane right now, so he could not be on. This is the progress pay estimate number 6, and he's requesting payment of $116,569.10.
And are we on budget with all this,
Yeah, so if you go back to the,
yeah,
yep, that shows the remaining, the contract price, what's been paid, and then what's the remaining is.
okay.
We've had no change orders thus far.
All right, just as long as we're just on track with what we
Yep.
said.
Actually, the one change order was a credit, the 4,000, so we're actually 4,000 ahead of the original bid.
Okay.
Need a motion?
So moved.
A motion Dave, have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Discussion and possible action in reference to approving seal coating bid.
Travis, go over this.
So what we did to try to save us some money is we took and skipped last year's seal coat and piggyback with this year. So we're getting 2 years done in 1 year, so we only have to pay for one mobilization to get here. You should have the map, the highlighted map in your thing of the streets that are on the list for this year. We went out to the 2 contractors that do work for us, was Prairie and Helene, and Prairie came in the lower on the 2.
Now, will this get everything done in 1 year that you thought would stretch out to 2 years?
Yeah, so these roads haven't been done for a few years now. So we tried to stay on a rotation, but we had one of the engineers come out with me. We graded the roads 1 through 3. Everything got a decent grade a couple years ago. I went back and redid it again, and then this is the 3s, so these are the worst ones. So the ones we didn't touch, we had a couple 2s that, depending on where our price came, we might look at that were spotty, but we're not gonna.
Okay, does this include the crack on Main Street?
No, that is getting done with some other patching. It was, that price was actually.
This is chip and dip.
Yeah, this is chip and dip.
Need a motion?
Make a motion.
Motion.
I second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Discussion and possible action in reference to purchasing concrete bases for lights at sports complex.
I just wanted to bring this up to you so somebody didn't bring it up later to me asking why we didn't do this sooner, but this item and the next item kind of go hand in hand, so I want you to kind of look at both, because if you do one, you got to do the other. So the first one is the Musco concrete bases. So what these are, I think they're 11 foot tall. I want to say they're 12 to 18 inch round concrete tubes that go into the ground. Then the poles, the light poles, slide over top of these tubes. So
We just bore a hole and drop them.
yeah, so I'm working on getting the holes done for free to put these tubes into, like we did for the ball fields at the park when the Dre show came through. But I got the quote. The thought with this is why I'm bringing it up to you tonight is because they're going to start seeding this fall, and I wanted to make sure that it went before you, whether you decide to do it or not, it's totally up to you. But if we disturb the ground once before they start seeding, you know, we're digging the holes trenching all the electricity to all those poles. It only makes sense to me to do it before you seed it and make it nice, if we end up putting lights in the future. Now, if you don't want to have lights out there, that's up to you guys too. But I just thought this way, these don't go bad. They're the same bases they've used for years. They're precast. They'd just be in the ground, and if you wanted to add lights to them in the future, then we could buy the lights to put on them.
These are for the 2 baseball fields that are currently out there right now, right?
Correct, that's under
And
construction.
then I'm going to kind of.
Now, yes, and then
Good.
you gotta look at this electrical bill too, because that
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
goes hand
this
in
is a
hand.
total of over $80,000.
Yeah, which, now, this part of the electrical, which is the next item, but that would include the walk pathway for lighting, and it would include running power to the diamonds for they got these scoring deals that they hook on the fence and outlets they put outlets in the dugouts. So,
And this will.
these are kind of the extra.
Those things will get used right away.
What's that?
All those things will get used right away, but the lighting would be.
Correct, so we could pick and choose, you know, if you wanted some of that, not all of it or whatever, but.
But this lighting will run to those
So this electrical bid would be everything except the power coming out of the building that we have to do as a part of the project. That's separate, which is much less than this, but this is the big bill. This is to extend the power from where it's going to be at the complex to all those poles on each of those.
Okay, have we set any money aside for,
No,
did we foresee any of this? That-
So that's where it'd be in my notes. If you wanted to do this, I don't think, when this is all said and done, the money in the sports complex fund, I don't think is going to cover this. It could cover some of it, I don't know, but it's pretty tight. So what I would recommend doing is if you wanted to do this, I would utilize some of the local option sales tax money, which we currently have $431,000 in that account, to utilize for that. But again, it's totally up to you. I just wanted to bring it to your attention now, so if somebody wanted to add lights later, I didn't want to be out there tearing up good grass.
Yeah, after we have it, yeah.
So,
Is the lost earmarked for anything else?
no, not that. We've already done she'll be doing we recouped that money, so that money will be spent down, and then it builds back up
But it builds
throughout
back
the
up
course of the year.
all the time.
And we have, I think it's $425,000 that'll be coming in this year, so that will be kind of this would be our fund balance pretty close to going forward, starting next July.
Annual balance.
Yep.
I'm
We do have $50,000 for Fairway that comes out of that, street lights, and then some insurance is part of that, but it's all about $120,000 spoken for.
I'm gonna go first. This is my take on it. We're building a brand new sports complex out there, and I think it'd be stupid not to have everything ready and there instead of trying to piece it together later.
Well, and I'm saying if we can take some money, like you said, from the sales tax money, I don't know how much availability, you said 431,000, but how much could we let go towards this project? And then again, also with the line thing that we've been talking about, could we get any money from that?
We could, yes.
Okay.
The local option sales tax and like this Alliant, the franchise fees, those you want community-wide projects. You don't want it isolated to one group of people. You want it utilized because everybody pays that, so you want everybody to.
Exactly.
So,
That would be, that's another plus for us.
but it's, by all means, I mean, if you don't want to have lights, we don't have to have lights either. But I just.
Anybody else got anything to say?
Go far away.
I think it's undoubtedly gonna be cheaper to get her done now. Things don't go down in time. It's always inflation, so I'm in favor of it.
And is it, these poles already come, or these bases are already precast, they're already poured?
Yeah, so they'll come on a flatbed truck.
And can the city put them in?
We
Can we
had,
just buy the bases and have, sorry, Chris, but, I mean, how hard?
That's what we
we did, yeah.
We did it down the park, so.
So the
Without
base,
throwing
the
a line,
concrete's $80,000, or
yeah, without throwing a line in the, on the bus, if they can come and punch the holes for us, then we get a crane in and they set the basins in. Musco sends us 3 wedges, we put wedges in there, and then we gotta dump so much concrete in each hole to hold them. And then it's pretty much done, so.
So there would be, you guys are planning on doing some of the
I'm assuming
labor, I
that's
guess.
Well, we can't punch the holes, we don't have a big enough auger.
That's like they're big.
You gotta go, what, 6, 8 feet deep?
But I thought you just said earlier, you might have somebody that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of-
Alliant Energy helps with these on that.
I'm hoping, I've got a call in and they wanna meet about it and it sounded favorable, so. Otherwise, I don't know what we're up to figure out what to do.
And we're planning on just doing 2 of the fields with the cement bases right now, or all 4?
No, just the 2 that are being done.
Okay.
Now,
And we're planning on, no,
Go ahead.
are we planning on running electricity to all 4 where the other posts might be on the other 2 fields, or we're just running electricity?
That's not even under construction yet.
Okay.
Just on the 2s.
We're still concentrating on the 2 before we get ahead of ourselves.
Correct.
Roger.
Now, keep in mind, we'll have to do some fundraising or figure out how we're gonna, if, when we purchase lights, that's a whole nother, those are about 250,000.
yeah, that'd be.
But this is just trying to get the groundwork in, so then when they come, you can go out there, drive out there, and then they set these up by a crane, and they slide them over top of these pillars. But that, you don't do, the wiring's done other than hooking them up, and you don't have any underground work to do then after
Yeah,
it's established.
I'm all for favor of that.
That's why it's being brought up now, just,
Rick, what were you gonna say?
Well, I was just gonna say, what would it cost the difference to do the soccer field too?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
So-
Soccer field,
Well,
they would like the soccer.
Some of
field.
this question is
That's not
gonna
even the
geared
plan,
for
right?
Drayton, because Drayton do,
Well, Drake don't have an idea on
well, no, he knows about how many kids we get out for sports. He would know, would 2 fields be lighted up, be sufficient? Could we,
Well, they're only building 2 fields right now.
Yeah,
Talking
exactly.
baseball, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you
So,
see any point in lighting up the soccer field, though, or do you,
not
are there
really.
ever days where you mean, man, we could have gone a lot, we got dark on us? Does that happen very often or
I
not?
mean, it happens sometimes, but right now I just schedule around it to make sure it doesn't happen, so.
Yeah, that was my question, if we could get it around that, you would know, because you pretty much know how many kids.
Yeah.
I would say it'd be 3/4 to 2/3 of this price on top of that to do that. Because it's probably, I think there's 6 poles per field, so that's 12. I would assume you could get by with 6 or 8 on the soccer if you lit the whole thing up. So that's 12 bases at 27,000. So they're about $2,100.
Let's do it.
That's the soccer.
Just the base, and then your electricity you'd have to run. I don't know if there's enough, is there enough power in there now, the service? I think.
You'd be close. I don't wanna say yes without.
You run the soccer field power all the way back up to the baseball control?
It's got its own service there at the building,
Oh, at the
Golden
Golden,
Pavilion.
at the Golden Pavilion, right? Yeah.
I would say probably 60 to 65 to do the soccer too.
What are you talking the baseball and stuff? What, will it just be the youth sports then? No high school stuff, just the,
Right now, I do just use stuff and all that.
Well,
You triple
yeah,
say now.
I would say that, but I think our plan is, like, they could rent the fields too, right?
yeah.
So I think down the road, once you got the whole thing done, I think you can go back and make one of them a true regulation high school, maybe like a grass infield. Then you could do like a sub-stage, or you could, the sky would be the limit for something like that. But the point with it now, with them blind diamonds, is the fences are 315 feet. You can play any age out there, softball, baseball, t-ball, and I think there's
3 or 4 sets of bases
Yeah.
at different ways.
And then we have portable fence like we're T-ball building.
Yeah, we've talked about that too, yeah.
But they could put a high school game, high school could have tournaments out there.
Well, I
Or
was
softball,
I was just saying, you know,
softball league or whatever.
all this money we got invested in it, you may as well just do what you wanna do. And get it done. You know, what life's it?
I mean, I understand where you're saying with the softball, I mean, not softball, the soccer, but I mean, I don't know if would it be beneficial to put them there or just save that money, not put money into that and kind of save it so in case we do those other 3 diamonds.
From a revenue standpoint for the city, if you had to choose between the two, you wanna put your money into the baseball fields. That's where you're gonna make most of your money. It's just more, I mean, soccer's very popular, don't get me wrong, but the baseball in the summer, the tournaments and all that, it's huge. Travel's taken over. I've already had a guy from the state, USSSA, one of the head guys, reach out and they want to host state tournaments and stuff here, so, it's just a huge
How many
deal.
weekends in a row have you been baseball, Travis?
Just one, right?
Travis knows.
Just one. You could, I mean, it'd be rented out every week.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind it wouldn't be rented out every week.
Yeah, see, you know, so it makes it a whole. really.
And there's tournaments out there, the gate fees alone, not the entry fee to get in the tournament, just the gate fees, like $250. So that goes straight to the complex, and if you throw that in with 50 teams, that's a lot of money. So,
I make a motion that we do the 2 baseball fields that are in play right now with electricity and the bases.
No, we'll do the concrete bases first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess, yeah, C
And
and D.
then the electrical, and the last we're gonna do is the sod.
Okay.
Yeah.
C, make a motion that to approve the.
Oh, second that.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Discussion of possible action in reference to approving bid to install electrical for Diamonds dugouts, walkway, and light pole bases.
Make a motion to do it for just the 2, correct? That, just the 2 fields that are.
Like the walkway and the.
Yeah, and I'll second that too, because nothing hurts getting bid, you know?
Make a motion.
I make a motion to get, what's our standard, 2 or 3 bids?
No,
We've already,
Oh, we are-
we're approving
okay.
the estimate right now.
This is far cheaper than your
we're approving it.
We're approving.
Okay,
70,000
okay.
must go.
You got a motion, so your second to approve it?
Yeah.
The motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Discussion of possible action in reference to approving sauerkraut dates, activities, and closures. Jerry?
Yeah, thank you. So in your packet, you have our detailed list of coordination and road closures and everything. Really no changes to the road closures, no changes to the coordination. A couple new events will be changing out. We are, after last year's sesquicentennial, we're coordinating with the high school team. We are going to do the takedown tournament downtown. That was a pretty popular one Wednesday we're going to bring back. Then this year we're going to be switching out our pedal pole for a big wheel race, 3 different age classes. I'll be doing that downtown on the same course as the bathtub races. Other than that, it's rinse and repeat. We have good success. It's a good thing, so we're just going to keep that going.
Where are you gonna do the takedown tournament
Hopefully the grass next to the stage downtown.
Yeah.
Weather dependent, of course, if we get soggy or anything like that. We've got to coordinate that with Lloyd still. They've been a great partner, but we still have to coordinate that with them.
What's the theme?
I'd have to look on the website. It's Freedom Crowd something. It's tied in with the 250. I'm so sorry, I should know that answer.
is it red, white, and everything crowd?
That's yeah, there you go. Red, right, and crowd. Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah. See, there you go. You guys are good.
You're welcome. I got you.
Anybody got anything for Jerry?
I do, if you're gonna put the takedown tournament there, that's gonna change where Brandon wants his block set.
Mhm.
So as soon as you find out, can you let me know?
Yeah, sure can, sure can. Should be the same number, maybe just a different location. Go further down the street and then over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Yep.
No, I think you guys do a great job.
So it's a big
Are
group.
you gonna do the takedown on Friday night or Saturday?
Friday night. Yeah, Friday night, right before the wrestling auction. With champions and not having the kids up on stage, we want to find something to fill up, keep people downtown, and get a good big crowd for that kickoff.
approve everything?
Make a motion.
Have a motion and a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
Thanks, Jerry.
Just one more thing, Jerry, what time would this take place, are you expecting?
So our normal roster will start about 5:30. We'll see on king and queen candidates. If we end up with a large number, we generally kind of go closer to the 5. If you've got 12 and 12, it takes a little longer on the stage. So between 5 and 5:30, big band will start at 9. So big band at 9, and then we just kind of work that a little closer. Schedule should be out, hopefully, the 26th, if everything goes smooth. Cool, thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Jerry. Discussion and possible action in reference to Lisbon Community School District bus parking.
School district reached out to me a few weeks back. They have significant parking issues at the school. I met with their superintendent and facilities committee. They're inquiring about creating an agreement between the city and the school about parking the buses on the south side of the Dolan maintenance shop. To their benefit, this would add several parking stalls at the school where the buses are currently parked now. They would cover all the excavation work and assist laying the millings down for the parking area. They'd have to run additional outlets that would be needed for plugging in buses and what have you. So basically they want to move forward with it if you guys are willing to allow that. I met with Travis. I don't really see an issue with it. One thing it does, it would allow for some better, make it look better. We could have a little bit more cleaner outdoor storage. I've also talked to Travis about, there's been a lot of inquiries about rush drop-off area. And I think this may allow for something like that, or at least look into the option of that. Right now, we don't allow people to go out to the dump because people see that it's muddy and they just pile up there by the gates, and then we have to go in there for something, we're having to push it off or do whatever. But so anyway, that's a different topic for another day. But that's just one of the benefits for us that what we would have. They did contact the insurance company just for liability purposes, and I think they're going to work on some sort of a 2080 if you guys were to agree to it. Obviously, the attorneys would have to sign off or look at all that. But I just said I'd bring it here for discussion or get your thoughts. What do you think?
Are they gonna put up any structure for like a roof or anything over it?
No,
Like
it'll just be open storage. It'd look, actually, the surface and everything would look exactly like it looks over where they park them now. It'd just be parked here instead of over there so that they could utilize more parking.
And how many buses are we talking?
There's about 8, I think.
8? There's probably 6 or so vans or
Couple Suburban, maybe?
Suburbans.
Okay,
They would have,
let me ask you this, Travis. What would your thoughts about be if they bought that land so they could put up a barn or whatever for
Let's just think of the same thing.
So tentatively right now, I guess, how do I want to say this? I think they could buy the whole thing if we get forced into sharing more things than what we think. If our I mean, yeah, they could buy the land. I mean, but I think at some point they could have option to the building too.
Oh, the building bill?
Yeah.
I mean, I was just thinking, I mean, that's just, I mean, I just don't wanna take away something that you would take storage, maybe storage later at a time.
Right, well, and that's just it, is I don't know what we're gonna end up having to do as far as sharing with other communities, with the school and everything, with what legislation's got coming down. As far as a fix, when we sat in that meeting with the school board and Park and Recs for the contract, I mean, parking was one of the big things that got brought up. It's always one of the big things. I think this is it's not a permanent fix, but it's a Band-Aid for what they need right now.
So is that building pretty full right now, the shed, or not?
Yeah. No, it's full, but once again, we don't know where we're gonna be sitting with sharing. I mean, it's got street sweeper, leak packs and that stuff in there, and that might be one of the things they tell us.
Getting off track here a little bit, how old is the actual city shop building? That been there forever?
You know?
When I was there when I was in high school.
Yeah, I don't.
It's
Not the old shop in there.
Well, it's been there since,
I hate bringing up opening this can of worms, but that's gotta be about at its max capacity and.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of things go into this. I think if we just get, I mean, they're gonna pay to do most of the trucking for the millings and stuff. I don't know if we need to look at selling right now without having something else in mind, but I think, as far as aesthetics of the place, we've got the lights out of there, we've got the area cleaned up now. Jerry left, he obviously made a comment when he was there to get the stage, the difference it looks. School can have a secondary meter put on to where any power they use can get deducted from our bill and they can pay that.
I mean, this might be something that we look at further down the line. I mean, the school buying it and putting up a building there. Is there room behind the shop to put another shop?
Behind our shop?
Yeah.
No. Well, yes and no. We've got water tower stuff we gotta discuss, and Brandon and I have been working on that for about a year now.
Well, Larry, one thing I don't know, I know we have solar, do we have solar for that building?
Yeah.
Okay, so then that's when you came in, we'd have to figure out
Yeah,
a building for them.
which is, I just got off the phone with the electrician too, is they can, when they pay for their wiring, the additional wiring, they can add this meter to it, and we can read it the same day that Alliant reads it, and everything's set, so it's pretty simple. It won't be.
And also, Brandon, I don't know if we can sell city property either. I mean, you'll have to check if it has to go out for bid, if we're selling it, or.
The last I looked into it, it has to be at fair market value, but I'll certainly check into it.
I mean, that's later down the
And
line.
I guess I've never really looked at it. I think right now it's one parcel, but I can look into that. It might be two.
So just the expansion of everything, that's why they needed it?
I'm sorry, what
The
was that?
expansion, everything getting bigger?
Yeah, they're just out of, I don't know if you go by, it's chaos over there. And then what happens is about 3 o'clock, everybody pulls in where the buses are at. They just park wherever they can find a place to park, and it's just chaos.
So, you know, 4 or 5 years ago, when we went through this bond issue, that was probably one of the biggest things of building a bus barn facility, and they didn't want to do it, and now look where they're set now.
Yeah.
I just don't want, you know, Travis wants to buy some bigger equipment or something, we have a place to store it. That's the only thing, you know.
We kind of sketched it all out, and I think we're still gonna have room to utilize things that we wanna do. It should also allow a parking area for their, civilian cars to, that they come over to have to get the buses, I still would allow, I don't think they're gonna take the whole thing. Because obviously, we have the sauerkraut days has some stuff down there. We store some stuff on that concrete pad up top that, that it's tight, so.
Blades and brushes.
Yeah, it's just, here's the thing, and you know what? The other nice thing is let's say they don't like it or it doesn't work for them, they're not gonna remove the asphalt or the milling, so it's there, so. That's the other benefit to it. It's not a big cost, I guess, for us, so.
I would look into renting first and.
No, that's what it is right now.
Yeah.
So, are they gonna rent this place from us, or just, are we just?
I think their thought is if they put the money into it, they would utilize it.
And they'll pay for their electricity and everything?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're just basically using our lot,
Right.
improving it.
Travis,
There would be like a 20.
Well, then Travis, you foresee in the future give and take, and that's what you kind of mentioned.
Yeah, without throwing it out there.
Yeah, without
Yeah.
pinpointing.
Yes.
But that's what you were kind of itching
Yeah.
for.
So do we have to sign a 28E with them?
Yes.
Yes. You'll have to have that go through the attorneys.
Let's make a motion to proceed with this.
I'll make a motion to proceed with allowing the school to utilize the back of the shop at buildings.
Yeah, right, they throw the money into what they need to.
We got a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution 22, 2026, approving the preliminary plan and set election date for September 1st, 2026, and reference to EMS.
Disregard the one on the computer, use the copy that you have in front of you. Please.
So this is the final step in this whole process that's been going on for a little bit over a year now. So the district's technically already been created back in, whenever it says on the resolution. This is now approving setting the election, which will set the levy rate as well as the trustees. So we'll elect 3 trustees to sit on the district board. That'll kind of help dictate things moving forward. So, Mount Vernon has intentions of approving theirs next Monday. I believe Johnson County this week, and Lynn County is a little behind, but they're still set for the September 1st date.
Still no luck with Cedar County wanting to help out and join in a little bit against it, we
It's
talked
right
about
there.
that
Yeah,
months
yeah.
ago.
Yeah, no movement there.
Adams, we're right there, they're 10 miles away.
I think it's going to take a little bit of time for them to kind of figure out the logistics of their service. I mean, their communities have been paying their levy for about 2 to 3 years now, without an EMS service yet. I do know that they're in the final stages of at least getting a Rescue 57 style, so a paramedic intercept system set up.
Any questions?
I got a question.
Uh-oh.
So is it just for the city boundaries, or is this for like people on Adams Avenue?
So this will only be, so the districts, so there's some discussion between 3 to 4 districts. The Department of Management is looking to see whether or not they can consolidate the rural districts, which would be Johnson County and Lynn County, and then each city will have their own district. So it'll actually be 3 different districts that'll all combine under 28E to basically provide the services.
What, like, if somebody on Adams Avenue in Cedar County needed you, would you still be covering that?
So at this time, we would. I mean, unless Cedar County tells us no, or for some reason our commission would decide not to. It's kind of one of those things that are Lisbon. It sucks that Iowa has taken this approach to fragment EMS services. But we're working, we'll continue to work and try to find a solution with Cedar County. We do receive funding from our Jones County district already, so that's a no-brainer.
Right, and it's just really sad that, like somebody, like Winnie Ridge Road out here.
Yeah,
Takes the ambulance and they gotta go to Cedar County
well,
and they're not, when you can be there, it's sort of like the fire districts, I think, set up here when you go, for example, Steins have a fire, and it's Mount Vernon's area and not Lisbon, because it's on the wrong side of the road, but Lisbon can walk faster than them.
yeah, and that's the struggle with these districts is unfortunately, 422D, which is the county levy, that was the code that got all of the press when they passed the essential service, whereas the districts, which are a little bit more geographically smart, really didn't get a lot of interest. So, but we'll continue to kind of work through and make a cohesive district. So.
It's very good. I just hope you keep working with Cedar County when they come on around. Because if I was living there and me or one of my family members,
Yeah, and that's my hope too. Realistically, you know, they are Lisbon, they are, you know, they've had our service for the last 50 years.
Well, the whole thing is, I think the residents that move into there don't even really realize it.
I know when they passed their county levy, I had a few folks from Cedar County, you know, reach out and say, hey, we're excited for you to get funding. Then I had to break the news to them that we don't, so.
I would say you're pretty lucky, Raleigh, from Stanley to Lisbon to have probably the top notch in Iowa if you need medical service.
I know Friday we had 3 calls within 23 minutes and we ended up having mechanics still come over and help us out, so.
Well, you survived, that's it.
Yeah, it's a good partnership and we've done a lot of work over the last 5-6 years, so.
I'll see any questions? Need a motion? Yep.
Make a motion.
A motion and a second.
Second.
Nate?
Aye.
Riley? Rick?
Right.
John?
Aye.
Kevin?
Aye.
Resolution 23-2026, designating official posting location for public notices.
So this is required new this year by the state. We've always had the same posting on the door, but they now require a resolution. And how often is it, every year?
Every year we have to do it.
So, every year we have to approve that where we're gonna post the agendas, so that's all that is.
Motion?
So moved.
Motion to have a second.
Second.
Kevin?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Rick? Riley? Nate?
Aye.
Resolution 24-2026, approving property liens for mowing charges.
So this is for 419 South Jackson Street and 403 North Jackson Street. It's for we set these fees, I don't know, a couple of years ago. $100 administrative fee, $50 for each employee, and $40 was the FEMA rate for the mower, so it's $240 each for tall grass that we called the ones in foreclosure. The other one said he'd mow it, never did. I tagged it, gave him an extra 24 hours, and still wasn't done, so we mowed it.
Make a motion to send it to.
Motion to have a second.
Second.
Nate?
Aye.
Riley?
Right.
Rick? John?
Aye.
Kevin?
Aye.
I wouldn't even mind us getting a little bit stricter on that.
Public hearing for line energy electric fees ordinance. Need motion to go into public hearing.
So moved.
Motion to have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
This is just the ordinance that we've seen before from a couple meetings ago in the packet. Just putting our franchise fee into an ordinance form. Pretty straightforward. Happy to answer any questions that you have. It's a 25-year non-exclusive, it can be amended, 2%. This one's electric, and then the next one is gas.
Okay, so in here it says, that provision for collection of natural gas utility for interest on 1%. Are we doing the 1% or?
That's the forego the replacement of local options.
Oh, okay. Anybody else got any questions, comments? Need a motion to go out of public hearing?
Motion to go out of public hearing.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
First reading of ordinance 01-2026, update to electric franchise.
Motion to approve the first reading.
So is this
This will go 3 times.
setting what we're setting it at, or?
Yeah.
And we have 1, 2, and 3, and what we're we talking 2?
2%.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So
I'm in
do
favor.
I need a motion for 2%?
We already did that. We
Yeah.
already approved that back
Okay.
A couple months ago.
months ago. This is the ordinance actually with the language in it.
Motion to approve the first reading.
And I'll second that one.
We got a motion and second. Nate?
Aye.
Riley?
Aye.
Rick? Kevin?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Public hearing for line energy natural gas franchise fees.
Motion to go into public hearing.
Got a motion to a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Exact same thing with electrical.
Yes, this is the exact same thing, but this is for natural gas.
Any questions, comments? Motion to go out public hearing.
So moved.
A motion and a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? First reading of ordinance 22, 2026, update to natural gas franchise fees.
Just need a motion.
Motion to approve the first reading.
Have a motion and a second.
Second.
Nate?
Aye.
Riley?
Aye.
Rick? Aye. John?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
All right. Correspondence, award notification.
That's for that IMT insurance, got the $1,000 community chest grant from the fire department for assisting rural customers that need prairie burns done. So that's what it was submitted for, and just letting you know we received that, it was in the paper.
And how many burns did you have last year?
I think there was 7 or 8, but some of them were pretty substantial acreage wise. But there's it's a fine window in there when it's not raining, the wind's not blowing, and you know the grass hasn't turned green on it. So
Yeah, but that's our average, and
yeah, I would say 7,
5 to 8.
7 to 10. A lot of towns won't do it anymore. So my motto is I would rather plan to do it than to have them do it and us fly out of town with lights and siren and put it out.
exactly, like Cedar County, you have to get a burn permit for something like a grass fire, and
I don't
then
think
get a hold of the.
No, not Cedar County, they just go out and light it.
Lynn County you do.
Lynn County you do. A lot of their DNR programs and their, wildland prairies, they have, it's every so many years you have to burn this off, so usually they track us down and ask us to do it, so.
That ain't coming, what you said this year.
City engineer report.
I don't have anything for him tonight.
Public Works.
All right, I don't know if you guys saw, the contractor couldn't get with the weather and equipment, to mow down 30 or, Main Street like he normally does. So Tony volunteered to bring in the disc mower, and we hit that before the 4th, so tried to help with the visibility on that. We then rented for the front of the track loader, with an articulating brush mower that we got the trees down by waters that you were asking for. Contractor's still planning on coming down before shower crowd days and doing the big mow that he normally does. With that, they asked if we could spray for wooded vegetation this fall when we hit seeding windows, so basically those sucker trees don't come up. It's easier on his equipment, and then he can get it done faster. Be beneficial for everybody. We did get a couple of the alleys trimmed back in trees. We've started painting lines and curbs. We're waiting on some beads to get delivered so we can do center lines and the drive lanes. Citywide cleanup didn't go as smoothly as it has in the past. Obviously with them being completely new, same company but completely new people there, we got some bugs we gotta get worked out, but went pretty seamless. The only thing I would suggest is we keep electronics here, because we have people waiting in line to drop off a TV for a half an hour, and they get there and here's your TV. Sorry for the wait, make you feel bad for them. Then obviously you guys saw the commotion on East Main Street for 125 East Main Street. Their sewer service failed. It, per ordinance, they own the service line to the main. What kind of took as long to get the thing fixed is we were trying to minimize the damage to the street that we would have to do in cutting. So we first tried next to the building to fix that there before we fixed it there, because that's as far as we could get. We cameraed and found 2 more bad spots, and at that point we were looking for other options and what to do, and that's when we decided to just run a whole new service to the building. so they pipe burst what they could, and then we had to open up above the sewer, and because of how deep it was, the hole got astronomically bigger. Any questions?
So that, when they patch the Main Street down the middle, that's gonna get fixed too, right there?
Yes.
That'll be enough,
Yep.
okay?
Which is, he guaranteed me it would be done before sauerkraut days.
Okay.
Now, with any of the digging, are we worried about any of the other downtown buildings that might have older, could we shaken that somewhat, do you think, or everything was just contained right to where it was?
I think as far away as everything else was, it's just right there. We didn't have a tap close to anywhere where we were at. What I would say is why this one probably happened the way it did is because it wasn't getting used. And that clay, and the old clay tile doesn't get used, it dried up, and then when we tried using it, or they tried using it pretty hard with being a restaurant right away, it just, nothing you could do for it, so. It was just an unfortunate situation.
Just a little bit more on that. So I was in contact with the owner and the business pretty much throughout. Again, it's kind of changed by the minute for a while there because it got far, basically ended up being worst case scenario for them. But the owner's on the hook for it, so I did some digging on my end, and I filled out, or I didn't fill it out, I printed off a downtown reinvestment grant application. We had 12,000 remaining funds last year. I talked to Historic Preservation, and we went back in time, and if you guys remember when Gwyn's, the car ran through the front window at Gwyn's, they used the downtown rehabilitation grant for that. The unique thing about the downtown rehabilitation grant is that you cannot get the grant if your project has already started before it's approved. However, based on this situation, the initial finding was a pipe that ended underneath the sidewalk, and it was, all the contaminants were underneath the sidewalk, and I thought it was paramount that we get it fixed before we create a public safety hazard. So I was there the whole time, or the majority of the time, so we have pictures and everything, so it was only started because we made it start. So I think, and then I talked to Becky, and we did some research, and the same thing happened with Gwen. It's not something you can wait 2 months to get approval or whatever for it. So in the meantime, I printed out the application. The owner's daughter came in, I told her how to fill it out, what she needed to do, and I'm hoping to get that back here either this week or next, and my hope is to have it on the next council agenda for approval, and then they'll take care of it and submit it just like they do, and then the first meeting in August, I would hope that we could get them the funds if you guys see fit. So I think it's just an unfortunate situation, and I'd be willing to do that for anybody else down there.
That was going to be my question, I mean,
well, that's TIF funds, so they pay for that. They pay that TIF grant. That's TIF pays the downtown reinvestment, which is a tax increment, so they pay into that, and everybody downtown in that district has an opportunity for that funding. Last year they paid 20,000 and they only recouped 12, so there's technically, or maybe vice versa, 8,000, 12 left. So we can do a budget amendment, because that may be still coming in to cover that if this year, and still not take away the 20,000 if somebody else wanted to utilize some funds downtown for the grant. So I think it's just a good gesture for a building that's finally filled on Main Street after how many years, and but that's obviously up to you guys at the future meetings, but that's what I've been working on with them. So. Well,
and as I was a small town business owner at one time or another, that if this doesn't go through, that's such a burden on opening, because you're putting all your eggs in a basket already. There could be such a thing that I could foresee if they don't get the grant, we could do a zero interest type of deal.
Well, we'll have that on the next one to talk and go over, but I just wanted to give you
suggest.
Just the additional
Yeah,
information.
well, hopefully it goes through.
All right, since you mentioned that, about how it takes, like 2 months to get it approved or whatever, think we could rewrite it to where if it's an emergency, they could be approved, or afterwards,
Yeah, I think how this will be, because the bills haven't even technically came yet,
Yeah.
so I think if we do this in line, I think it can be done before their due date.
They could hold a special.
And we could if we needed to, but my hope is that at the July 10th meeting, I think it is, or sorry, August 10th, I'm hoping that, they can have it paid, be approved, have it paid, and we have a reimbursement check on the 10th of August. So that's less than 30 days, and that'd be, in time for the due date. So
We'll make sure they know that as far as.
no, they do. I spelled it all out, and she said she understood. She got my number and my email. So
Who has to pay for the sidewalk that's half owned by them and half owned by the city?
So they're gonna pay for the concrete, and we're gonna pour that back tomorrow morning, hopefully.
Okay, so the landlord's paying for the.
Yes, I believe is what
that'll
we
be
decided.
added to that.
That's how we normally work,
Okay.
that stuff downtown like that. Because otherwise we pour half of it back and they would have to pour half of it back.
and we can pour it, and they can still be open.
Yep.
Because it's kind of, there's long steps there, so they can go up to one side and across. And not,
They probably don't need to be closed anymore.
no, they won't need to be.
anybody got anything else for Travis? I just got something.
I have something for Travis.
All right, you go first, son.
Okay, Travis, what did you think about when we talked about last meeting about the moving the poles 5 to 6 feet in?
So when we moved those back, I staked them off, they obviously got moved. It gets the cars closer to the splash pad.
Yep, exactly.
Well, I don't know if we want the cars closer to the splash pad for chance of running into them.
It gets them closer to everything.
Yeah.
The playground.
The pavilion doesn't, if you do that there, you got that open air pavilion. If you move that in by 6 feet, you got just enough room for a mower to go down through there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not talking the pavilion, I was talking.
The open air pavilion.
Oh, okay, all right.
And then we have so technically, yep, we have from the French drain that we put in, going down through there where the water comes off of Jackson and runs kind of where the volleyball courts used to be.
Mm-hmm.
There's a French drain there, so we'd have to stop it there. We wouldn't be able to go all the way towards the junction fence. So if we bump in there and then stop roughly, because you got a tree you would have to go around, it doesn't really, I don't know if we're gaining what you're hoping to gain from it.
I'm hoping to gain safety.
The other thing I'll tell you is I've kind of monitored this since then. If the cars park the way you should park, there isn't issues. So there's cars that don't get to the poles, there's cars that pull in straight, there's cars that pull in back, the wrong way. If everybody utilized parking, there's no sign of the vehicle that would stick out into the road. And that's just when I went down and saw the cars, if they park at the correct angle that they're supposed to park at, and, I mean, the bumpers are this far inside the curb line.
We don't have markings that tell them the correct name.
Well, that was the other thing I was gonna say too, is we are really close on paint for the amount of paint we can, for the street.
Okay.
And obviously, this year it's not really gonna matter, it's gonna be shut down again the next month anyways. But if we have enough paint, I was gonna try to paint those lines in there to see if that helped. So at least we have dedicated parking.
Well, at least something that we need to.
Is there signs there that say like straight in, head on parking, or diagonal parking only or something with a sign? I mean, lines on the gravel would be better than a sign.
It's part of the ordinance, which people are supposed to know that, obviously they won't, but we can certainly put up signs that, I think this is the best, we talked about this, we went out there, measured it, between that pavilion, the swing set, if you moved it in 5 feet, you would be within 1 car length of the front gate, so that means if a car was to happen to go through the pillar, not that they would stop now, but if you move it 5 feet, the car's in the splash pad, like in the gate. And then you have the French drain, and then you have the open air pavilion. So there's just everything.
Not to
across-
say, not to say it would happen, but when was the last time it happened?
What's that?
That a car went through one of our poles?
When was the last time a kid got hit there?
I mean, exactly, I mean,
My point with it though is, if a car goes through it now, it's 5 extra feet for that
Exactly.
car to stop before it hits a kid.
yeah.
If you move it 5 feet and the car goes through that pole, granted, if it goes through the pole now and snaps the pole, they're probably gonna hit something anyway, but it's just 5 extra feet, but, I mean,
Well, and like you're saying, if we could adjust it a little bit with their parking that you guys measured, that makes more sense. You're gaining, what are you gaining? You're gaining a foot, right?
yeah, you can, if you, there was 2 minivans parked there the other day, and one was cockeyed and it was slid back, not near the poles, and the other one was parked how you should park, and they were this far inside the curb line. And, you know, I kind of looked at that angle, and that's what we'd have to go out and do, and take a vehicle, a truck or whatever, and park it, and see how the angle would be, and then mark that angle.
Well, hopefully we have enough paint and that way people get a visual, but like you said, we're gonna close it next month anyway.
I looked at it too, and when there was a lot of vehicles there, when there's a lot of kids there and stuff too. I mean, I don't think the solution's moving the poles, because it's gonna put them closer to stuff.
Yeah.
What I suggested to Brandon is, as you go through some towns where you have a 25 speed limit or 10 or 15, 20, whatever, and they have flashing lights when you're over it, you usually slow down. You know, where it says you're speeding over it.
So put a permanent,
You know, like,
25-mile-an-hour limit sign?
15.
no, I mean, I'm not saying drop it down to 15. I think it's 25 through there, right? But I'm saying by the light, or by the 25.
So get the one that is on all the time, solar powered.
And it flashes, you know, as you're speeding.
I think it got changed, didn't it?
So that was my suggestion, Brandon, is put maybe some of those up, because, I mean, people do, I mean, I know every time I go into Solon, I make sure I'm 30.
So are you worried about the cars that are not parked right? Or what are you worried about?
No, I was worried about, well, yeah, if they brought to our attention if they're parked right, but not every car is parking right, because we don't have no lines right now, so there's no right or wrong.
Your primary concern was
For the safety.
public safety and kids, and if
For
they
the
park
kids right
right,
behind.
yeah, and if we can get them to park right, by extension, they would be safer because everything would be off the road.
I still don't think a kid
through
could walk
that, we're
behind it.
damaging quicker.
Yeah.
Parked right or not, I still don't think a kid could or should be walking behind the vehicle around it.
You're right.
But
Shouldn't.
I don't think we can accommodate that, you know, the room for that. But it sure does make it better, I think, if you can get the paint down
I
and
think
What's our surface right now? Gravel, right?
gravel.
Well, we talked about asphalting that.
Or chipping dipping or
12
something, so
12
you
years
can,
ago.
it can last, right?
Right, is what we were looking at, and,
And we're all out of our,
right, yeah, the snowmobile trail going through there was kind of,
and we're all out of our ground up asphalt that we have a surplus for putting in the alleys and stuff, correct? Are we all out of that?
no, we're not out of it, we're hoarding it. We wanna finish some alleys first. We were gonna try to get all through our alleyways with it.
But that would be a good suggestion, and maybe if we were gonna decide to leave it, to put that down, and that way the lines would stay a lot more permanent.
Yeah, I go by there a couple times a week, and I haven't seen any problem with anybody parking out into the roadway. And if they were, like 5 foot from the post, I would think they deserve a ticket.
Right there, you could say, hey, you need to readjust,
Well,
you're
yeah,
gonna give a
yeah.
ticket.
Right.
Hopefully they're.
Brandon, I want you to look into those signs.
Yeah, we got that road down here.
And then Travis, when I can't read it. July Lane, the concrete there right by,
We've cut it.
I seen you cut, are we
Yes.
replacing that whole thing?
Yeah, we're going across, we're gonna do one side at a time. Obviously, I wasn't planning on doing this down here and getting this. We're gonna try to get that portion done before sauerkraut days. We're gonna try to do that. I don't know if we'll get that or not. So we got that cut, and we got Grand Avenue Circle cut where the manhole is. So, and then we also have to do a curve down on South Washington.
Anything else, anything for Travis? Parks and Rec.
Our summer ball programs are all wrapped up for the year, so registrations for flag football and soccer went out about a week and a half ago. The deadline for that will be August 7th. That'll start after sauerkraut days. We'll just be doing a lot of assisting with stuff for sauerkraut days. We'll have a movie in the park the Wednesday of sauerkraut days. We'll have a back to school night the week before the kids go back to school. Looking at partnering with Southeast Slim on that. Otherwise, a lot of mowing, weed eating. Baseball and softball's kind of wrapping up with the travel teams and stuff, but we still are prepping fields and things like that. But
Anything for Drayton?
Thank you, Drayton.
Library.
No, I have anything for Drayton.
Police Department.
Been busy. We had our canine golf outing, that went well, went smooth. Raised a lot of good money for that. Todd Durkee retired. He's off and flying into the retirement sunset. So we also had one of our reserves retire after 19 years. Preston Johnson. So he's done with us. We got 2 in the academy right now, over halfway through, so they'll be back August 21st. And we'll send 1 more.
They both come back at the same time?
Yep.
Anybody anything for Jason? Hamlets.
Been busy. So we had our open house on the 28th. Weather didn't really hold out very well for us, so the helicopter didn't come because it was kind of an outside event. Attendance was a little lower than what we were hoping for, but it was still a good day to kind of interface with some folks, and a few people had some brats and hamburgers, which is always good. Otherwise, just kind of been working through things. From July 3rd to just this last Saturday, we did 32 runs. For perspective, when I started here, that was a typical month as far as runs go. So 32 is a little high for us. We're typically right around that 20 runs per month or per week. But it's definitely been busy, which means that our partners with fire and police are busy too. So.
Have you ever thought about, sorry, my marketing degree's popping out here. You ever thought about having a booth at, did you have a booth at Heritage Days? Trying to sell your your election?
We did. We were kind of hesitant, so we wanted to be out there, but until we had a date actually set in writing, which happened tonight, we've just been kind of a little hesitant.
So you're going to have a booth at Sauerkraut Days?
Yep, so we'll be there at Sauerkraut Days. We'll be at the safety fair, planning to be downtown, talking to people. You'll be seeing a lot of things come out, paper, social media, so we're going to hit it pretty hard. So now that things are official, so we did have 8 new members, which is exciting. So we're up to 39 volunteers, and it takes all of them. So
Good, very good.
Fire Chief.
Getting ready for Sauerkraut Days. We're probably going to have to wash the streets either on Sunday beforehand or figure it out with the new Mexican restaurant that's going to kind of throw a wrench into what we normally do, so we'll work around that. We had a barn fire last week, just inside Cedar County there. Pretty much a goner when we got there in the middle of the night. Packs have been ordered, 2 new air packs. City budget equipment fund got one of them, and then our fundraising money got the other. We ordered 2 new radios through Raycom, and then we're going to start also prep for the pancake breakfast, which is fast approaching. Also, I've been working through my city administrator job on our work comp audit. And work comp is now requiring a specified physical for all firefighters. It started out as they just needed to have a physical every 5 years, and now they're telling you what type of physical. So where before they could just go to their provider and get every run-of-the-mill physical, and then the physician would sign off that they could perform the duties. I had to create a job description with all the tasks for them, and so that worked. But now they want to have a 12-lead, a spirometer, lung function test, OSHA required questionnaire, visual acuity, and color blindness, along with hearing tests. So there's a lot of specialized things in there that are not done at a normal physical. So we're looking into some options at some other places to see if they can get some of this stuff done without paying $200 a person to have it done. So anyway, that's...
So like on the heat, like let's say hearing test or vision test or whatever, could you guys hire like someone to come down and do all your hearing at one time?
We could, but I think if by the time you start doing all this, you'd have more money and individual people coming to do all that than if you just let this company come in at $200 a person to do it. But I think we have a member on the fire department that's a nurse practitioner. She thinks that she can help with the vast majority of this. And so we have some different avenues, but this is all new and hot off the press. And I know Christina's been working at getting all the stuff together for it as well. So we're kind of at their mercy, and we'll just have to figure it out.
So you're saying $200 a person, how many people you got in your fire department?
Can have up to 40.
So you got
So $8,000, but the nice thing is it's only every 5 years, which it seems silly they want all this stuff and then they only want you to do it every 5 years, but I'm not going to
Do you
argue
spread that over 5 years, or
Yeah.
you have to do it all
So
at once?
the thought would be, you know,
1/8,
seven-
one fifth of them,
seven.
1/5 of
Yeah.
them, 1/5 of them.
you know, 7 or 8 a year, whatever you have. So anyway, that's something new that wasn't on my bingo card, so we'll have to deal with it. That's all I have, Fire Chief.
Any questions, Fire Chief? City Administrator?
The garbage pickup has improved. There's still some misses. We still have to make phone calls, but at least we're getting somebody that answers the phone and is willing to acknowledge us, and they send somebody back. So 2 weeks ago was a disaster, but it's improved quite a bit since then, to just now back to the normal 1s and 2s and 3s of people that aren't getting picked up. I've also started the process of reaching out to a lot of small towns that have garbage truck service. We talked about that last time. So I'm gathering all those documents while this 45-day window that the attorney sent the letter to let that go through, and then you guys can make a decision on what you want to do. So I'll keep gathering all that stuff and talking to people about that. I want to thank Brian. He's got Lisbon Road looking really nice. All the mowing he's done along there. I am going to contact the owner of the property there to see if we can do something with the fence there, just to clean that up. But I want to thank him for his work out there. We'll have a P&Z meeting either later this week or next week. This is in reference to a parcel that is a property on Country Club Drive. It's on 2 parcels. They want to tear down the garage and then add another building. They want to combine that into 1 parcel, so they've sent me a plat for that. So we're going to meet on that, and that'll come before you next meeting. Diamond update out at the ball fields. They've been working on the first layer of lime on both infields. The 2-inch tile is complete. The padding on the backstop poles have been installed, and they're going to be working on the warning track this week. They're doing the final review of the dugout plans, and then they're going to have the revisions sent to us. And we have a local contractor. We're buying the material, and his company's going to put it in for us. So there won't be no charge for the dugouts. So that'll be up and coming. We've also started in internally with sauerkraut-based prep, as you heard tonight. I'm going to be working with the DOT, looking at a grant possibly for North Washington Street. Should have some more information on that here over the course of the next month. It should just be opening up, and we're trying to see if we qualify for that. Dolan Shop wiring project is now complete. The bill should be in the packet for tonight. And then obviously the last 2 weeks with LRS and then the main break or the private sewer line last week. My big focus this week, I'm going to be out and about, really pushing hard on nuisances. One of the big things I noticed today, I think there's 3 of them, we had grass in the street. So I got 2 calls into people, the third one I'm waiting to call back and get that pushed back. So just as a reminder, the grass can't be over 8 inches tall and can't blow up the street. If you do, blow it back. The other thing, big thing we have right now is vehicles parked in the grass. Just make sure that the vehicles are licensed, and they don't like when I tell them that they're junk vehicles because they're unlicensed, but that's by code, that's what a definition of a junk vehicle is any vehicle unlicensed. So I just tell them, I show it to them, and it's not my language, it's just right here. And it's not a fun job, and you probably don't get many friends, but it is what it is. That's all I have. Happy to answer any questions.
You said you're what, doing nuisances for grass?
Just everything. But yeah.
The house right next to Hurstler's, on Main Street, right next to Hurstler's.
Yeah.
Did you take that one?
So the one is wildflowers, and then the other one just decided to quit mowing. So they've both been called, and then it's kind of like a chain reaction. Then they keep going down, and then the next one doesn't want to mow because it's a side hill. So yeah.
The second one, those are wildflowers that we're going to look at.
Well, that's one thing you guys are gonna have to decide how you want to handle it. I mean, they're close to the threshold. I mean, there's some milkweeds in there that are clearly over the threshold, but the rest of it, she went in there and trimmed all the grass out of it, and it's now just like a flowering plant. But I don't know. That's the other thing you run into with this nuisance thing is you got people that don't want to mow the yards, and then they plant wildflowers in there, so their whole yard's a garden, basically. And I don't know. I don't think that's the intent of the ordinance, but I don't.
Does the police department write the municipal infractions review?
No, I'd have to go through our attorney.
Would you do that?
That's how.
That's what you guys set it
That's
up?
how they set it up. I wasn't here when they set that up. I don't know those. Wasn't privy to those.
I'll just tell you how we do it. If somebody blows grass in the street, we tell them, and we know it's if you have the city guys or over there, they'll go clean it up, and we assess them $100.
Now, I think the grass, I believe, is
Going the thing.
police.
We used to write a ticket for it, but it's the kind of language, you know, it says littering in the street. It goes from highway, so you can really consider the city street a highway.
Right.
So we did, so we just go like that. If you don't mow your grass, it costs you $550. I carry them right in the car with me. I'll go right up to your door, I'll fill it out, give you a court date, civil fine, $550, hand it to them, here's your court date for not mowing your grass. And we can do it all. Now, I don't know if yours is set up differently, that's fine, but I'm gonna tell you, you cite somebody for $550 for not mowing their grass, I'll guarantee you they'll have them mower next time.
Yeah.
And it's always the same people.
Correct.
If you ever
It's the same, yes, it's the same. And then, you know, somebody else, they'll clean it up. Well, then the next thing you know, you go by, you say, hey, you got 2 junk cars there. Well, they get them out of there. And then you go by and a month later, they got 2 more junk cars there. They're completely different.
But that's how we do it now. You guys, you got a different system, but yeah, I carry my car with me.
I know when we changed this, if you remember on the fees, we had to go up because it was only $75. And the lady goes, well, can you do it every time? So we're like, I thought that's why we had to adjust the fee, because there's people that would truly pay that.
So, the municipal infraction side of it is $550 for the first offense, and if you go back, then it's $750, then the third one, or the fourth one is $1,500.
Really?
So, I don't know, just
Yeah,
something I don't think about.
Absolutely.
So talking about this, the wildflowers and stuff, do we have an ordinance for city right away?
Just that height.
8 inch.
Maybe.
So if you, would that be considered city right away? Maybe between that sidewalk
Yeah.
and the street?
Oh, absolutely.
But see, those things, they're just small plant, I mean, you know, and
It's good to make sure that if they're over 8 inches.
You're not even supposed to plant stuff around the mailbox.
yeah, those lilacs and stuff that people plant, I mean, technically that's over the threshold.
You don't remember when Malcolm went down to Annette Taylor's with a weed whip?
He's accused of having too much fun.
Sidewalk on Main Street, they're at, where Bad Box House used to be. What are they gonna do with that?
That's, well, he's on my list for tomorrow, because the grass, and then he needs to, get that sealed, right?
Yes, but they're waiting on, I think Mechanicsville had to fix, they hit the fiber. The contractor hit the fiber out there, so Mechanicsville had to order something in to fix it. I can check with him tomorrow and see where they're at with that.
Alright, this is on my list. Anybody else got anything, Brandon? Christina?
I have finished out fiscal year '26 and implemented fiscal year '27, and then I'm working on the work comp audit, the street report, and we have our city audit here in 2 weeks. So I'm getting prepped for that.
Anything for Christina? Anything?
I don't have anything.
Alright.
No.
Ricky?
A couple things, I want to congratulate John on his nomination for Citizen of the Year. Well deserved, and thanks to Travis and the maintenance guys for painting them lines downtown. I think it made a heck of a difference with it, that truck parks now, you can actually see down there.
Ben?
Well, it's coming Thursday, it's the third Thursday, and there'll be another free meal at Southeast Lynn, 5 to 7, and this one will be inside, not outside. Thanks to the Sauerkraut Committee for all the work they're doing to put on this, and I encourage people to volunteer, help your community, and thank you to Brandon for taking care of these nuisances. I remember there was a time that nobody really wanted to do it, and it didn't get done, so you're doing a great job there. Thank you. That's all I have.
Kevin?
Just shout out to Travis, I don't know, whatever night that was, Thursday night, when you were mucking it up in that sewer ordeal. It was pretty late at night, probably 8:30, and you were still out there. So, good job. I know you need to take some time off, because I'm sure that was a long day for you. I don't know if that was Friday night or Thursday night. I rode by my bicycle like that.
That's why he gets
You
paid
were,
the big bucks.
it was 9 o'clock at night or 8:45, and you were still out there, so.
Yeah, I don't think, so the way it worked, everybody that did have extra hours because of that, I don't believe anybody got any extra hours on payroll. They took time off, so it didn't cost the city any extra
Well,
money
yeah,
either.
well, I thanks to all the public works guys then for doing that. I mean, that's above and beyond. And thanks to Brandon on that same situation for getting out in front of it with the landlord or the landlord's daughter or whatever, throwing that option out there, because that had to bid a lot. I can't even imagine what that bill's gonna be, so that's pretty tough.
It's when you open slow.
What's that?
It's when you look at it real slow.
That's all I got.
And I did have on my list, thanks for cutting those trees down on Main Street, so. And then, another thing is, I think this weekend, Fairway's doing their 1-year anniversary. So they've been open a little bit over a year now, but they were gonna do it last week, but they didn't want to go with Heritage Days, but they're doing it this week, so.
I got a Mulligan too. Did you say, Baltus used his own equipment? Is there anything we can do? I mean, so the contractor is still gonna bill us for doing that, or?
No, he's gonna go above and beyond. That's all we were gonna do for the fort. It's just that one pass.
Okay.
So,
I don't know, is there anything we can do for him for?
He volunteered to do it.
He volunteered to do it, all right, well, then thanks to him for doing that. I mean, not too many city and government employees would do that, so.
All right, that's it. Meeting adjourned.
Motion that we get